We are going to find out the motion of a charged particle in an inclined magnetic field. So for that I choose a magnetic field, uniform magnetic field, which is pointing along the direction. Now let a charge Q is moving along this direction, moving with the velocity v along this particular direction, which is making an angle of theta with the magnetic field. So to know how this particle will move, I will divide this velocity into two parts. The velocity along the direction of magnetic field, we call it as a v parallel, and the velocity along this perpendicular direction to the magnetic field as a v perpendicular. So we divide this velocity into two parts. Velocity parallel, that is along the direction of magnetic field, that is equal to v cos of theta, and the other part is v perpendicular, that is v sin theta, that is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Now to the Lorentz magnetic force, the magnetic force is given by QVB sin theta, where theta is an angle between velocity and magnetic field, and the direction of magnetic field is given by right hand thumb rule. So that is, rotate the fingers from velocity to magnetic field, then thumb will represent the direction of force. Now if you apply the Lorentz magnetic force for velocity, for this component of the velocity and for this component of velocity, so the Lorentz magnetic force becomes Fm is equal to, that is Lorentz magnetic force QVB sin of theta. Velocity is parallel to the magnetic field, so the angle will be equal to 0 degree. So here the Lorentz magnetic force experienced by this component of the velocity is equal to 0. Now for V perpendicular, the Lorentz magnetic force will be equal to QVB sin theta. Now for this case, velocity is perpendicular, that is 90 degree, and sine 90 degree. So 90 is 1. So QVB, the Lorentz magnetic force is equal to QVB. So here the velocity is V perpendicular. This component of velocity, the parallel component of the velocity, that is along the direction of magnetic field, will not experience any Lorentz magnetic force, and a perpendicular component of the velocity will experience a force that is given by Q V perpendicular into magnetic field. So this charged particle will have two type of motion. One motion is because of the velocity parallel, and other motion is because of the velocity perpendicular. Because of this component of the velocity, the charged particle keeps on moving along the direction of magnetic field without any change in the magnitude of the velocity as well as direction, because the magnetic force acting on it is equal to 0. But for V perpendicular, we know that when the velocity is perpendicular to the magnetic field, then the charged particle will experience a circular path. So because of this Lorentz magnetic force, because of this component of the force, the charged particle moves in a circle. So because of this velocity, it moves in a circle, and because of this, it will move in a straight line. So if you combine both the motions, then the path of the charged particle will be like this one. The motion of the charged particle is helical. The motion is executed by this charged particle is helical. So for this case also we can able to find out the what is your time period, what is the radius of revolution, as we have done in the previous topic. So this Lorentz magnetic force make the charged particle to move in a circle. So here this Lorentz magnetic force is providing the centripetal force. So that is V, that is Q V perpendicular. Magnetic field is equal to mv square. So here velocity is V perpendicular square. After solving it, we get radius is equal to mv perpendicular divided by qv. So this is your radius of revolution. Further, the radius of revolution is directly proportional to the velocity. Further, we can also find out the time period. Now we know the time period is time taken to complete one revolution. So time period is equal to distance, that is 2 pi r, divided by velocity. The velocity in this direction is v perpendicular. Now put the value of r, that is 2 pi, velocity perpendicular, and v perpendicular divided by qv. This velocity will cancel out. We are left with 2 pi m divided by qb. So this is your time period of revolution. Again, we find that time period of revolution is independent of radius of revolution and velocity. Further, we are going to define one more term, that is known as a pitch. So pitch may be defined as the distance covered along the direction of magnetic field in one time period. Mean to say that in one time period, what if it completes one revolution here, so what should be the distance, what should be this horizontal distance covered while completing one revolution? So here we can say that x distance is equal to the horizontal velocity and time period. So we know that the horizontal velocity is equal to how much? V cos of theta. Put this value. So it becomes V cos of theta into time period. If you put the value V cos of theta and t time period is what? 2 pi m divided by qb. So little bit solving it, we get 2 pi m v cos of theta divided by qb. So this is your pitch of a helical path. So that whenever a charged particle is moving in an inclined magnetic field, so it experiences a helical path. Thanking you.